Sitting with us now is a man who appeared on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson about 80 times, on The Merv Griffin Show 70 or so times, on The Mike Douglas Show about that many times, and he also recorded 2 top 10 hits in the 1970s under the name Discotheques and his Sex-Olettes.
Do you believe that?
I believe it,
Love
baby.
it.
I'm holding it. More recently, he has become one of Las Vegas' greatest bon vivants, a man about town.
Bon
And
vivant. Wow.
Bon vivant. And more
Yeah.
recently than that, even helped host the return of the Evening at La Cage production at the Riviera. That happened last weekend. Welcome to the show, my dear
Hey,
friend.
good to see you. Good to see
Monti.
you. Good to I'm so glad
Rock
you witnessed.
the third.
I'm in the marketing business, so now you see. But I learned a great lesson about this. This is Vegas. And I love being part of this whole fabric of Vegas because I came here 14 years ago in a show, by the way. I came in a show, and a guy called Felix Rappaport hired me to do New York. I had a variety show, and David Sachs gave me some acts. Oh, boy, the worst. So then I found out who I was. I am Monty Rock. You don't understand. My whole career is built on no talent. I'm built on the one thing.
A lot of people's are correct.
Yeah,
Really, the difference is I
the
admit
people
it.
who work for the people you mentioned have
Let me explain this.
no talent.
I know who I am. I'm Paris Hilton in drag. You know what I mean? It's like I had my 50 minutes of fame. I was a hairdresser in New York City in the 60s. Like Paris Hilton, I had a building. I had a modeling agency. I was gorgeous. I loved
You're
life.
still gorgeous.
No, but I was and then Steven Tyler wrote a book about me that my monkey did him and a whole story about him. You heard
What?
The Monkey and Steven Tyler story is
It's true-
unfounded.
true
Is it
books.
true?
Yeah, I had monkeys in
Wait,
my house.
I don't know the story. Tell me the story.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
tell
two
a
books.
story.
There's two. Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler
I
wrote
had all
two
these
books.
people that want to meet me. I used to have long hair, and I used to have
I
all
saw
these
pictures.
people want to come to my brownstone, and I used to tie you up because people were submission anyway. So you come in, and Vanity Fair asked me.
Obviously.
Vanity Fair,
hope so.
why did you tie people up when they came into your home? I said, because I needed a captive audience. Anyway, so
It's
wait.
hard to get 300 restraints in that evening at La Cage
So
room,
Jimmy
isn't it?
Morrison used to come in there, and
Jimmy, I love it.
Yeah,
Jimmy
Jimmy.
Morrison.
Yeah,
From
We
the
used to-
same man from the Doors.
Yeah, we used to wash him. I used to have a bathtub in the middle of my brownstone to wash you as you came in before I gave you the drugs. Okay, so then,
So you were actually cleansed upon arrival.
yeah, because I'm a reverend.
Aren't you
okay,
nice?
I'm a holy person. I'm a reverend. Okay,
Yeah.
So even then,
When I see you, I say some version of holy
bless you, my son.
something.
So
Yeah.
the whole thing was that. So then Steven Tyler would come to my home. He was like 15 or something, and he wanted to meet me, and he was like, yeah,
Nice
15.
parenting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they used to hang out in my house. You see? And he got drugged up, and 3 days later, he woke up and wrote a book. Anyway, so
Oh my gosh! But
Is
he
this,
was
this the
clean.
monkey incident?
the monkey incident. I had monkeys. My monkey.
What kind of monkeys?
I had little
Horny
tiny
monkeys.
little tiny, beautiful. But they're the dirtiest animals in the world. They're
Yes.
filthy. I had diapers. I had maids then. So what happened? I had this monkey for years, and one day the monkey I had a party. The monkey said, "Come over here," and he threw in my face all the stuff, and that's give it a lot, monkey, give it. So I got rid of the monkeys and got my dogs back. Okay, so remember, we're going through a transition. We're going through the greatest, I think, rebirth of Las Vegas.
Okay.
I mean, I think because I live in my means, I live on residuals, I live on Saturday Night Fever, I live on my
You were the
royalties.
DJ in
Yes, you were
Saturday
in
Night
Saturday
Fever.
Night Fever.
The biggest film. You know how I got the film?
How did you get into Saturday Night
Okay,
Fever?
one of my lovers was murdered. I was really hurt. I was a married widow, a widow. So my
Wait, how was
So
your
wait.
lover killed?
no. People, I used to have a pool in my house. And I said, don't go to the deep end because you're on drugs. Okay, so.
So you died of Brian Jones
Yeah,
syndrome.
everybody. So people
Right.
were drowning in my pools, but I didn't. I was upstairs smoking some new. Anyway,
Was
so
it your fault?
Yeah,
You were
it
there.
was always my fault. That's what I
Was there water in the pool when this happened?
There was water in the
Okay.
pool, and it was weird. So anyway, so as
That's what was weird. The fact that there was water in the
so
pool
as
made
people
it weird.
as people
Gotta
as
ask.
people
Could've been
kept
skateboarding in there.
as people kept dying, more people kept coming in. If you go to Monty's house anyway.
There's a
Yeah,
chance
there's-
you
It's
might
always-
not walk
yeah.
out. Yeah.
So the story is I got indicted but never convicted. By the way, went to Mexico and became a fabuloso. I had a hit record, Gamma. I had a big record in Mexico. Stayed there for 2 years. The government wanted me out because I was going with the president's son who had good drugs, and they threw me out of Mexico, and that's how I got
I
Saturday Night
find it
Fever.
amazing that the son of the president of Mexico would
He
have
was a
good
big
drugs,
fat
but-
guy, but he had the anyway. So as you know, for drugs, I used to say, "You're good looking." Okay, so so wait.
Kind of like a lot of women in this town in money.
So wait.
If they have money,
So
they're
wait,
good looking.
yeah. So wait, let's start get this. So now you got to hear this. So now
I'm hearing.
I'm with Hedy Lamarr hanging out at the Vera Vera, and I have money. I had a lot of money. Then I had credit cards, and every day I was committing suicide. And Alan Carr and Freddie Gershon come there, and they think I'm committing suicide. They said to me, "Do you want to do a film?" I said, "Film?" And they gave me this film. A film.
Let me.
They said, "Yes, Saturday Night Fever," and they gave me the script and $11,000. I arrived in Brooklyn a day late. And I didn't know it was Saturday Night Fever. People bull about it. And I didn't know the movie. I was living in Mexico. I come to Brooklyn with all my luggage, all my stuff, and I said, "Where's the AD? Pay my. Where's my trailer? Trailer? Who are you?" I said, "I'm the producer's wife." And I had a big hat on, and they called New York, I was like Joan Collins in drag. "Hello, where's my trailer?" So anyway, I come in there, and when I do a movie, I always go to the crew. I always play cards.
Sure.
I always do. I'm a crew guy, you know. So a few days later, John Travolta's assistant comes and said, "Mr. Rock, JT wants to meet you." I said, "JT?
Yes.
Tell JT the producer's wife hates initials." Well, you work that out. And a few days later, and I'm playing cards with the crew, right? You know, smoking, and and they said, "John Travolta, who's the star of this epic."
Epic.
It's an epic.
Yeah,
They were right about
yeah.
this.
I didn't know. Nobody knew. This is
before.
the low budget film.
Yeah, he was Vinnie Barbarino
See, people
at
lie
the
about
point.
this.
Yeah.
That was his first big film, right?
Yeah, but he is the nicest man. I'm going to say unequivocally, he is one of the greatest guys. And he meets me, and I put little rollers in my hair, a robe, and I had little bunny slippers, and I'm like Betty Davis in drag. Hey, Monty Rock, I'm your big. Hey, what's my name Bernie in the script? He said, "It's a part." I said, "A part? You're the star of this film. I'm Monty Rock. It's a small part." And he made my name Monty. He
Wow.
Monty. And
JT's a good guy.
yeah, and then because I was divorcing my one of my lovers who I took my song out of thing because I was going through a very bitter divorce battle with when gay people fight in divorce, it's difficult because we don't have rights. You know what I mean? The only right you have, you shoot somebody, you get in the papers. Anyway, so
Or if they happen to drown.
Yeah.
Or they drown in your
no,
pool.
this one wouldn't drown. It kept coming up. Anyway,
Buoyancy got him
yeah.
shot.
Wait, so
Bad thing to be buoyant.
now what you don't understand? Saturday Night Fever. They didn't know it's going to be a hit.
No.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a low budget film. We all got half a points. You go call the back end. So the reason I get paid all these years is because
The back end.
my part in the film was to promote. The reason they hired me is because John wouldn't do the Tonight shows and stuff. I went and promoted the film all over the world. And and one thing about Monty Rock, you can promote it.
Yes.
And they made a shirt business for me, but the guy died in the plane. They had a clothing line. The guy dies in the plane. Then I went on Broadway. I did 2 Broadway shows. They closed opening night because the critics said the same thing. The guy stinks. So anyway, but I had great posters.
Funny how that works out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I went on Broadway, and then I had my 3rd album, and then I lived on. I became a nightclub act in Aruba. And I became the gay gigolo. I had a business of Rent-A-Star, where you rent me out, and I had these rich women that did their hair, fixed their breasts, and took you to dinner and took your money. It was an interesting part of my life. This is the truth. I'm
true.
offered a lot of situations here. But situation is the fact that I'm not a bad singer, but I don't like singing. I don't like performing. I don't like getting up in the morning. It takes me an hour to put my makeup on to be that brand. So when you saw me the other night, I look better than the show. Didn't I? Classic.
You look great. Yeah.
So the idea,
the white
outfit, the diamonds,
glitter on your face,
and I'm a host. I'm a marketing genius. I'm a PR guy, but you got to pay me for me to put on my makeup and go hello, give me my money. So that's the idea. There's nothing for nothing, John.
I know. Are you going to do anything else with Lacage?
Yes, I'm doing.
I'm
doing all special events. I'm doing all special events for them. I love Norbert. Is brilliant about me.
Norbert,
but I know him 40 years. I know him 40 years.
Yes.
I know him 40 years of my life. Originally, when I did Saturday Night Fever, they flew me to Hollywood to host the cow show. The Queens hated me so much. I used to do coke then. They gave me horse tranquilizers.
My gosh.
Oh yeah. Welcome to the show. And they ripped up my costumes. They threw my costumes out.
Well, wait, were they just jealous?
No, they were just mean.
Oh, okay.
And then Alan Carr flies me to New York to do Lacage, the Broadway show, but I look terrible in drag. So they fired me from that. So then Lacage again comes back in Miami. They're going to hire me again. But I'm a person that knows my brand. I know what I am. If you take it too seriously, it's never going to work, John. You have to have fun in show business.
Yes.
If you take it seriously, it's never going to work.
What is your ideal situation here in Las Vegas?
The situation to me is to be a host.
You to be a host of a show.
Of a show, like Ed Sullivan. Like I want to have the worst review.
When
like
I look at you, I think of Ed Sullivan.
like a snake,
Exactly,
like a snake eater, Black Elvis Presley, a fire. I want to have the worst show in the world. I want to have America Has No Talent show, like American Idiots. I want to have like a, I'm so tired of The Voice. I'm so tired of Ryan Seacrest. Not bad.
Really?
Oh yes.
Care to elaborate?
Not now. Anyway.
Later.
Well, I
wonder.
I knew him from Merv Griffin.
Ryan Seacrest?
Yeah.
Yes, Ryan Seacrest is very close to Merv Griffin.
Yeah,
Okay.
we all were.
I get you.
No, we're friends. Merv Griffin liked me because I was.
Some closer than others.
Wait, no. You heard about Danny Ontario, right?
I did.
Danny Terrio,
Danny
yes.
Terrio,
Danny
Dance Fever
and-
host.
Dance
Okay.
Fever.
Okay,
Loved that show.
Got to hear the story. So now,
tell
Bob Shanks and Griffin decided to produce a show called Dance Fever, and
Fantastic show.
Yeah, show. So
Dance
at the time, I can't read cue cards and I can't dance. I barely can get up in the morning and do a show. So they decided to do the show. I called Danny in to come to the show, and he and Merv hook up.
Yes, I did know that rumor.
Hook
I
up.
hear that rumor.
And
yeah.
then he sues him for sexual harassment. So
He's winking.
Winking
radio
on
fans.
that, yes, winking.
and he goes on Howard Stern. He would have got $3 million if he shut up.
Yeah.
And I called up and said, you're doing the wrong thing. You understand this. You have to learn to shut. I've been to bed with many movie stars. It's in my book in chapter 11. Anyway, so
And the name of that book is?
I mean, I was
Monty goes bankrupt.
No, I had a lot of Hollywood stars,
Yeah.
but I was in Hollywood in the 60s. Life is about those of us who really can grasp it, enjoy
Absolutely.
it.
Do you have someone in your life?
Yeah, 36 years. My manager and Bruce Marshman, 36 years.
36 years you've been
He
in
was
this
my
relationship.
bodyguard, my manager when I lost my money. I'm going to be honest because I like you very much. When everything went down and Bob and I had the problem, I lost my house, lost my cars, was really freaked out. But I had Ruth Bowen, who was Aretha's manager, who made me a nightclub act, by the way. And to gather my paintings and so Bruce's family took me and we got an apartment. I became a nightclub act. And I did the Tonight Show, but I was a very bitter man. I had a drug problem for 32 years, by the way.
Right.
I was a junkie for 32 years. I'm sober now, 17.
Congratulations.
And,
Congratulations.
And part of my life was, when I think of the Whitney Houston, my enablers, the people around me, never said no to me because I could afford to pay them. So when I lost everything, they all went. I call them parasites.
Yes.
So when you think of the Whitney Houstons of the world, you think, you got to take some responsibility that it's not Bobby Brown. You can't blame Bobby Brown.
No.
You got to blame, by the way, Oprah's going to have her on.
Her daughter.
Yes, Bobby Christina, yeah.
Listen, the sad thing is this. She's like Michael Jackson. You read my column. I wrote a whole column. LaToya Jackson.
Yes.
Shooter. So LaToya Jackson.
Or in your case, take her swimming.
Soon. Jack Gordon was
I don't
married.
know LaToya
Okay,
Jackson.
Jack Gordon was my manager, who was married to LaToya.
Oh, he was married to LaToya, and then they had a very, very bitter breakup and a lot of accusations.
It wasn't bitter. It wasn't bitter. Who else was going to manage it? Okay, so I'm being honest. so he used to. So I came to Vegas and I became a reverend. He was managing me. And LaToya, the idea is she wrote a book about her brother being a pedophile, and now they're reaping in all the money. You understand?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So that's a hypocrite. And I hate that when you write the book. Listen, you can say what you say about me. It's all true. I am someone that you do not want to play with, right?
Right.
I'm a
Yes.
gentleman, but you don't want to play with me.
Yes.
People die in my pool. I don't have a pool now,
But you have a bathtub.
but I have a bed.
There is some water effect
Yeah, there's some water
at
effect.
all times that can be used for multiple
But if we could go
purposes.
through life and understand that what we do is positive, we can just try to be positive.
Yes.
No, even the negative, make the negative.
Yeah.
That's what we got to do. And the next thing we got to do is enjoy that we are who we are, what we are.
Right. You like being Monty Rock, don't you?
I love him. Are you kidding? I look at my mirror on the wall. I'm getting old. That's all. I mean, but what I love about myself is that I don't live in the past. You know,
No,
I've had
no,
a-
you do. I have to say, it is a good time whenever you are out. Whenever
Yeah.
I see you, you put a smile on my face.
Yeah.
because
and
I
you make
enjoy
me
the
happy.
moment. I look. People say, "Oh, there he is again." I heard he killed somebody. I heard she's a murderess. How does she make money? They always say he doesn't work, and they go, you know, what does he do? And I had.
Yeah, that is common.
Yeah,
What
they
does
go,
Monty do?
And now Esther Lynn wrote another thing about me.
You
know-
guys have been butting heads
No,
for
no,
quite
no,
a
no,
while.
no.
She's
Let
been
me-
butting heads with you.
Let me explain.
Esther Lynn, for those who don't know, she writes a column called Clairvoyant.
Who reads it? Okay.
Apparently, you do.
No.
I'm Antonio.
And I'm Alan Silva.
I'm JK.
I'm Jill Crook, and we're the cast of Zumanity, and you're watching Cats with the Dish on Vegas TV.
Listen, I love my gay audience, but I'm not Judy Garland. I live.
Judy Garland.
Judy Garland is in Lacage.
So am I.
Great.
So anyway,
And it's not you.
hit it. What I'm saying to you, another reporter shouldn't hit another reporter. If you're a
I
columnist,
agree.
we're in the same racket. Everything about me is true. Is out there for. I mean, I am a character.
Absolutely.
I am a person that you don't want to screw with. I'm a person that will tell you where to go verbally, like a certain press lady in this town that we both know tried to get me fired a few weeks ago. We know who she is. And I called her my best Puerto Rican. And I told you, okay. What I told her is this: you need me. I don't need you. I have 500,000 readers a week.
Yeah.
You need me. Just to go to your opening, get dressed, and dress it up for you, you need help. And hung up the phone. And then I sent him a sympathy card
I know that you've sent a box of dog poop
to a
people.
certain agent.
Is it just one time?
No,
You sent it a number of times.
I go by Barbie dolls and I kick them and hit them and I put pins in them and say, "You're going to be sick." And they go, "Oh, I'm sick. How do I?"
Well, yeah, but I was things that you sent because I absolutely adore that you have the most beautiful, creative baskets
Well,
of gifts.
this is called Art by Monti.
Art by Monti.
Yes.
We're holding one now.
This
It's
is a
doll
shoe.
and a shoe.
And
I
these-
was upset because I thought, oh, Monty doesn't have anything, and then I looked over and I saw when I watched
It's
it.
a shoe. This is a Art by Monti.
Art by
Everybody
Monti.
gets one, and I collect these and give these out to people like the hotels and stuff. And then I try to create things to like Little Red Riding Hood. You keep a little piece of Monty Rock. That's the idea. It's
I know
marketing.
the entire time during once, but you had sent a wonderful basket to Wayne Newton once before I
love-
go.
yes, yes.
And we had that in. You
Yeah,
were in
I
the
saw
show.
it.
You were in the dressing room. It was up there the entire run. It was.
I love-
It was
listen,
there.
I
On
love-
it was. It's beautiful.
When
like
I
you're very
came-
creative with everything.
When I came to Vegas in 1967, before I got fired, of course, you know the story about how I arrived here, right?
Not the first time.
Okay, I arrived here in 1967, 68. Caesar's Palace opened, and they came to New York to see me, and they had Evel Knievel going to jump the fountain.
Right.
Yes,
that was about the
that was
time.
huge.
Okay, I'm in New York, and on the biggest hit gay act, and the mobsters come in there, and there's a line around the block, but it's a small club, and they said, this guy must be good. So they, and I had the Tonight Show, and they booked me here, and I was getting like $15,000 a week in those days, but I didn't have an act. So I come here with my entourage, and at the time I had my boyfriend then was one of the mob, not that he was a mobster, but I had a baby gangster who used to
Baby
gamble.
gangster.
Lollipop Mafia. Okay, so nice guy,
Just a
but-
starter
and
kit.
he had one leg. Anyway, so the idea had to stump the anyway. So
Everything stumped him.
my life has been
Oh
one stump. Okay, so we come to Vegas and I hired. And the queens couldn't believe it. And they really, I mean, I came on stage. I had dogs, the reviews, but I met a lady called Belle Boff and Rusty Warren, and I was working with Woody Woodbury.
oh my gosh, Woody Woodbury. There's
Woody
a name
Woodbury,
from the
oh yeah,
past.
and the Chet Makes and
Oh, love the Chet
Nero's Nook. Opening night are all like Anne Margaret. Elvis became a
favorite.
thing, yeah, and Elvis becomes a. But I have no act, and I'm sitting there and shocked. And Bill Boff tells me, "You better talk to them." I said, "How do I talk to them? The way you talk to us." So I took. I said,
There you go, yeah.
So she gave me some white stuff. I didn't know what it was, but I came on stage and talked, and they held me over.
Wow.
But then I drank something called Pernod, and I fell off the stage. and I was kind of bare ass walking back, and they gave me 24 hours to leave Las Vegas.
Wow.
So I was thrown out of Vegas, and I'm sitting in my brownstone, New York City, thinking my career's over. And the Tonight Show calls me. Shirley Wood says to me, "Johnny wants you back on the show." I said, "My career's over." "What career?"
So much for that delusion.
So Johnny says, "If you tell the truth, America's going to love you." So I came on. They had Paul Anka, Jackie Leonard, all these stars. "We can't get a job. We're in show. This is getting 15,000. They were giving me 18,000. No talent." And I walked on, and Johnny said, "What really happened?" I said, "I don't remember." So,
Oh, darn.
So if you think about what makes anybody, is you got to learn to take your licks.
Yes.
I've done maybe 14. I even did a Western with Buster Crabbe, Anna Bellin, and Chuck McCann called Comeback Trail, where I played an aging star and I fall off a horse. And it was
Perfect.
a musical. Anyway, so...
It was a musical.
Improvised.
So if you think about what Vegas is, Vegas needs color. Vegas needs somebody who has spirit.
Yes, and you do have that. And I do have to say, though, before we go, that you usually, and that's going to say always, but you have your kitten with you.
No more. I put the cat. He and I use the cat. The cat is only when I bring the cat out. It's for money. He limped. I washed him. And he has a limp wrist now. He's limping. So I have to now be very careful because he's like 40 years old.
Okay.
So I need to bring him out.
But because
only
of
for
that, in honor of that, I brought my Lily.
I almost brought him to tonight,
Lily.
but this is the real. I'm bringing this. This is the real me today. This is. I love you, baby.
Well, I was
Lily
thinking
the
of you,
Wonder
so
Dog
I
joining us.
decided that Lily would be our co-host today because in honor of you, Monty.
Thank you. But hey, wait, before I leave, Celio's coming. Helio.
Yes.
Nilo.
Yes. Celo.
Helio. I don't care. Celio
Celo.
Nilo
Planet Hollywood
has my
residency.
old dressmaker. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is he going to draw?
Yes.
I believe so.
Okay,
He thinks so.
I took
The
a bet.
hotel
I'll
thinks
take
so.
a. Want to bet?
Caesars. How much?
No.
Oh, what is drawing? Yeah, I think it'll be a success. Yeah.
If you see, I'm a psychic now. You have to say.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Silo. No. Silo.
No, okay.
Silo.
Okay.
Silo.
Let's tell Johnny Avello that. So
We'll get Johnny Avello involved
Look
in
at
Las
me.
Vegas to put.
No way.
No way.
Okay. I'll
Have I been
remember
wrong
that.
so far?
Never.
And you know why he
I
can't?
just don't want to be delivered dog poop. That's my goal.
That's my job. Anyway, so listen to this. It's not that I don't like him, but he's wearing my old dresses. Anyway.
Well, maybe
and
that's
he's had my
the reason
cat.
he
No,
won't,
yeah,
it
they
won't
like
draw.
him. I love you. Anything you need in the world.
Oh,
I'm
we
here
love
for
you, Monty.
Always, Monty. I can't wait to see
Hollywood,
you again.
Hollywood.
It's Hollywood and Vegas. All
I'll see you at the
wrapped in
opening of
the Smith Center.
Smith Center. I thought it was
Saturday night.
extraordinary. Yes.
Yes, it is. It's beautiful.
It is
And so
beautiful.
are you. Thanks for
God
coming
bless
down.
you. I love you. Remember, see you.